in the small town of Dell. Your party consists of about 5, 6 adventurers, one retainer, 5 adventurers. We have Niall, right? He's one of the newer guys. He's been on maybe one adventure in the past. I'm not too sure. He's Niall, the apprentice for Solo Thief, played by 300. Okay. So, welcome back. And then we've also got Vale, Elven veteran, Faust Geese, and his retainer, who is let's see, I always forget his name. Bath, the veteran, right? And then we have Haynes, the second, and apprentice from House Carm. We also have Sluffy, the medium. He's brand new to the team. Friend of Arthur, yeah, the veteran. Let me fix your names real quick. Let's see. So, yeah, Arthur, the veteran of House. Honestly. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So.
Wait, did I get 1 experience point? Right?
What do you mean?
From inheritance, right?
Yeah, you inherited your experience as money. You don't get experience points because your character is dead. Right?
Oh.
This character didn't experience anything. He's brand new, right? How it works is in our system, our house rules that your experience from your past character is considered your fame or experience, right? Reputation, right? But it's inherited as wealth, right? It's your social class as well. So naturally, the more experience you have, the more money your new character will start with, aside from any inheritance left behind, right? So if you had 2 experience points, you would inherit 10% of the value of 2 experience points on your next character. You had 2, so your character start with an additional 20 or 10, or you had 10, or you had 1 or 2 experience. I can't remember, but you started with, yeah, I think you had 1, right? So you had 1 experience. You started with an additional 10 copper pieces before you made this, or while you were making this character, right? If you remember. Additionally, you had all that starting money, which was like 100 something, right? So plenty of funds. That was a banked inheritance, right? But he was contracted, or his share of the spoils from his last expedition, what he died for, right? And now Arthur inherited it and got to start with a lot better of equipment, right? Understand? All right. Let's see.
We're so cooked in this party.
Yeah. So some background information for those who are not familiar with the region, right? Down is a frontier settlement and is surrounded by many dangerous locations you might visit to seek your fame and your fortune, right? Monsters, treasures, traps, and such, right? And these caves north, east, and south of us, right? We've got the Temple Ruin, a greenskin cavern, grassy hill caves to the north where wild dogmen live. If you're interested in even more dangerous expeditions to the north, here we got an old fortress in the mountains, rumored to be the lair of a dragon, and we've got an old ruin in the forest out here, right? Some old forest ruin, right? Temple ruin, okay? So lots of various places you can go. This is supposedly a village of elves to the east. And then human settlements include Dolg and Easton, right? Which are neighboring settlements of Dell.
Sorry.
Alright, what do you guys want to do? Any preferences?
You guys want to go see the elves?
Let's go see the elves.
What do elves do though? I don't know.
I don't know.
Do they get free bread or something? Maybe.
They may know something about the area. I can give us more.
You know, it sounds like fun, bro. I'm in with that. You know, why not?
Or they may need help. I don't know.
Fine.
Alright, so Niall, what do you think? What do you prefer to do for this adventure? Do you want to visit the elves or something else?
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it's okay with them if we could like kidnap one of them and then sell him or something like that.
What?
Alright,
I mean,
so capture some elves.
Get a little bit of money, you know what I mean? A little bit of XP maybe if we kill it. I don't know.
Why?
It's up to you guys, though. You know?
Murder.
Alright.
Up
It's
to
not
you.
your turn. If it's not your turn, don't speak, right? It's Niall's turn. Vale, what do you say? You're the one who suggested the idea we visit the elves. Now says he might agree if we can capture some, right? Make a profit off of them. The goal is money, right? So whatever you can do to get a lot of money is how you win. Alright, so Vale, what's your call? What do you want to do for this adventure? You want to visit elves or something else?
I'd like to visit the elves. If not, we can go back to that cave, which is dangerous, but I mean, hey.
Okay, sure. Alright, Arthur, what do you think we should do? I know you're new to the campaign, right? Or this new character is. With your dad and his
I think we
grandfather
should go
died.
see the elves.
You want to visit the elves
I think
too?
we should go see the elves, but like, if that doesn't work out, we'd go to the cave.
Alright, well, we have a plan, and I guess we have a backup plan, right? At least two of you do. Haynes the second and Apprentice, what do you say?
Let's go to the elves.
Alright, seems like the party's very agreeable.
And Sluffy.
And then Fluffy, what do you think we should do?
I say I'll just follow you guys.
Anything. Alright. So, you all know the goal, and you've made the decision. If you want to, so the plan is to visit the elves. If you want to get to the Elflands, you need to decide the course of travel. And the most obvious way you can go there is a direct march eastward, right? But would you rather take a different route to make it to the Elfland, or the forest of the elves? Or is east good with you, or something else? What's your preference? How do you want to
This
get
would
there?
be faster, right?
Straight east? Or do you want to take the rivers?
Yeah.
Are there any rumors of paths from the northern place up there going towards the elves?
Rumors of paths. There are no clear trails between the human and elflands. The human elves have been neutral toward each other during the wars, right? Elves have attacked humans, humans have attacked elves, but not exactly enemies or friends, right? They have a common enemy,
Alright.
which is the greenskins, between the two of them, right? Let's see. These forests used to belong to the elves. The humans attacked the position a while ago, and then it was overrun by orcs and goblins. They took advantage of that, of the war, right? As Dan was trying to expand eastward and raid and pillage the elf lands. The elves withdrew, and the orcs took over, right? So, they're not friendly at all. Some elves are on the human side, of course. They've decided to live among humans, right? Betray their kin, right? You're not a friend to these elves, by the way. If you're an elf, you're actually like a traitor, right? You don't belong here anymore. So visiting them would be very dangerous, right? You'd be like
Yeah,
a
let's
spy.
not visit the elves.
It's like a Native
in that
American
case.
who's gone with the colonists, right? He's betrayed his tribes to enslave his own people and sell them, right, to them, right? So
Let's not do that. You guys cool with going to the cave? Because I am an elf, and you know that may not work well for us.
This is.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
let's go to the
Yeah, I
cave.
think we should sell you instead. How
if
about
it was
that?
just you, you might have a chance. But if you're marching among humans, then you don't have any chance of not looking like a spy, right, or a traitor. So.
So you're saying you were cooked, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to explore the caves or something else?
Yeah, caves it
There's
is.
gold.
Maybe actually, if we do the caves, maybe we can trade in the bounty with the elves, and maybe we can build a relation.
Oh, yeah.
With them, you know,
Mm,
because
Well,
their common enemy is the greenskins, right, Egan? So if we do kill some like greenskins, we can maybe have a reputation going on for killing their foe.
Try it.
Possibly.
I'm down to try
right?
it.
That's one way to start up a friendship, share a common enemy.
No comment.
Murder their enemy.
The
Yeah.
enemy of your enemy is not always your friend.
Yeah, to do that. I'm going for cave. Everybody up for cave? Let's go to cave, guys.
Let's go kill some greenskins.
It's racist.
All right.
Better than saying yellow skin.
Bro.
Your party begins to travel eastward to cross the bridge over the river into the grasslands, and soon you'll make it to the forest. As you travel, it's about 3 miles away, and you might encounter random monsters on the way, right? Including greenskins in the forest. Right, we'll check for that. Alright, on your way there was a possible encounter in the grasslands, it looks like. We'll check for any greenskins. None. Alright. Let's see if this kind of encounter was a monster. It was not. Instead, some kind of alright. Yeah. Alright, so you're moving through the grasslands, right? And you come across as you're moving through this open grassland, it's a little whiles away from the road. Your party comes across a small camp just out in the middle of the grasslands. You see it up ahead. You can choose to ignore it or you can visit it. Let me see its position from you. You spot it from a distance of 110 yards, 330 feet. Small camp to the, particularly toward the southwest. As you're moving through the grasslands, you suddenly spot down the hills from the height at which you're in or at. From your vantage point in the grasslands, you see downhill there's some type of encampment to the south, right?
Are there tents or anything like that? Or is it
Yes,
just,
there are tents.
Okay. Are they?
Someone's camping out toward
Can
the
you
south.
tell what they are? Are they human? Are they orcish? Are they goblish? Whatever you want to call it.
The tents, what kind of tents there? They're linen tents.
Yeah.
So they might be human. There might be some kind of humanoid group there.
That's up to you guys. You guys want to check it out, or you want to continue where we're going?
Check it out. Let's go check it out.
What do y'all think?
So
I don't mind.
plans, check it out.
Let's go
Yeah.
check it out.
Let's check it
Alright,
out.
check it out. Let's go ahead and slowly approach. Keep at watch. Also keep any ranged weapons out, just in case.
Yeah, I have my longbow ready.
I have a short bow.
I have my sleep spell ready. Let's go ahead and approach. Keep an eye out for any movement whatsoever.
Alright, the party's approaching the camp from a safe distance. You carefully march toward the position. Right, there's 3 types of movement: marching, sneaking, and of course running. Right, but it's doing a careful march to the position. Right, so you advance on to the camp, which was at 330 feet, which is pretty far. It's roughly a football field away, a little over a football field away. So you carefully start to approach the position, going down the grassy hills and onto the camp, which is nestled or based around or along a creek flowing southwest. As you get closer to the position, you can see a dying fire up there, of a few tents. One of them has blood splattered on it. Right, there's there's a abandoned cart. Not far away from it is a dead horse. It looks like it was an ambush, right? Just a remnant of a small encampment. You see this when you're about. You see this in more detail when you're about maybe 50 yards out. Or not. Yeah, 50 yards, roughly 150 feet. So it's clear in detail.
You guys
that
want to
yeah,
continue? It's pretty dangerous because the fire just went out. You can see that it was just put out. If you want to get ambushed, we can push in, or
No,
we
I
can
think
let
we
it
should
be.
investigate.
Yeah, we're good.
The thief. You wanna try to sneak in there, thief, and see what's going on?
Yeah.
Alright, you see movement inside the tents, by the way. You can tell that some of the tents are moving.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And there are a few corpses lying around this small encampment. It looks like it's been raided.
Okay. Can I can I scout ahead? Can I see if there's like a good firing line from my longbow, so I can have a good line of sight?
You're 150 feet away. You've got a line of fire in the camp. The terrain is open grasslands, hilly, here and there. You have the high ground at the moment.
Okay.
Let's stay on the high ground.
Yeah.
Let's wait out where we're at. I'm gonna.
And-
Does the sleep spell have the range to put people to sleep at that range?
Yeah, I think it's what, like, I think it's 240. No, it's like 120. 120.
What's the range of a short bow?
Um,
So we're gonna hang out. We're gonna wait. We're gonna observe. We're gonna stay still, hidden, and just watch. We're all gonna kind of crouch down inside the grassland so we can have a clean view, but not be seen because we're pretty much staying in cover.
We're
Just
doing a
observe.
medium scale map, so every square is 10 yards roughly. These will represent the various
Okay.
tents along the creek. You're at 50 yards out. Right, again, each square is 10 yards. So your position's about 5 grids away. So you're about here, right? That's where your crew's. We'll put a token there to represent your crew. Let's see, we'll use
Okay.
we'll just use the tag. So 1, so again you're 50, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so the party is here, watching from the north, right? And the camp is to the south, and there's a creek flowing along it. The camp is built along the creek. It flows southwest. Okay, and the terrain is rough and grassy, right? Or not really rough, but flat and grassy, hilly here and there. To give you an idea of the elevation, I'll use dotted lines to indicate elevation of the grass. So this represents roughly 10 feet of elevation, a change of 10 feet. Alright, so you guys got the high ground. Over here is a valley, but you're on the high ground right now, and it's looking over a creek flowing southwest, right? So you're basically behind the ridge of a hill, right? If you're on a hill,
Yep.
you're behind the ridge, which is kind of in the middle of the hill, right? And you're looking down over the hill onto the position. Again, the one in the middle seems like it has blood splattered on it. The other ones, see a little bit of movement from up here. There are a few trees along the creek, of course, because with more water comes more vegetation. It's tall grass all around. The hills are grassy. Less grass on the top of the hills, more grass near the bottoms. In the valley, it's very tall and grassy, right? And there are a few trees scattered along the creek as well. To give you an idea of how spaced out the trees are, it's not very densely populated with trees, maybe one tree every 30 feet or so, right? To give you an idea of the density of how many trees there are. I'm going to mark it with green. Let's do this one, okay? So these we're going to mark possible trees in the area. Let's do circles. Let's do a circle.
Looking like Pac-Man ass trees.
Yeah, I think it's the dotted line. Alright, so your party's observing from up here. There's little to no cover, but there's plenty of concealment, right, for them. Down the
Why
hill.
don't I use
Alright.
this?
What is your party's movement? Just want to observe the position?
We're going to observe.
Okay.
Why don't I use the shield? Let the thieves go down. Go check it out.
So Arthur or Niall, what do you want to do? So we know that the Vale is observing, he is guarding. Alright, we know that Sluffy or was it Arthur is gonna be suggesting that the crew maybe sends the thieves up there. So planning, alright. But Niall, what are you doing? Do you want to agree with this plan? Do you want to begin scouting or something else?
Can I go to like a big tree but like stealthily behind bushes or whatever, trying to be all stealthy and shit,
You
just
want to sneak
behind the
down
tree.
the hill, get to a tree. Okay.
Yeah.
So Niall is scouting ahead. He is moving, right? So he's advancing, but carefully, right?
Yep.
What is the
Advance.
range on a short bow?
All right.
A short bow.
Haynes, what is your move?
To the left there's a tree, right?
Your left or west?
West.
Okay. Yeah, there's a tree down there in the valley.
Okay, with my movement, I could reach it. I could reach it there pretty quick, right?
Let me clear this up real quick.
Yeah, thank you. Now my eyes feel better. I have to squint.
All right. With your what?
I can reach there pretty quickly, right? Behind that
This tree? This is a medium scale map. Every grid is 30 feet. It'll take you a couple minutes.
Couple minutes.
Well, depends if you're doing a combat rate of movement or exploration rate, right?
Um,
Combat rate, it might take you a few rounds, so maybe a minute or so to get there.
Alright, I'll just move. Let's say I'll move 30 feet with my longbow and arrow ready and notched, prepared. I'm gonna be crouch running, you know.
Alright, so you're just gonna stand guard with your bow.
Yep.
Sluffy, it's your turn. So as the party is figuring things out, some of them are advancing, some of them are holding position and guarding. What do you want to do?
I think I might overwatch. Just like stand behind. If there's anything problem, I might join in.
Okay, you're on guard. And Arthur, you will want to plan with the crew. So, we're doing 1 minute turns right now, right? We're not in combat. But we are taking action, so we're in counter movement speed. What do you want to plan? Do you want to suggest something to the crew? Someone's already moving ahead.
I'll move ahead with them because I only have a short bow. I don't have much range.
Alright, so Niall and you are advancing then? You're gonna go with him?
Yeah.
Alright, Niall and Arthur are moving up. They're moving toward the trees, right? Or down the hill. Okay. Alright, so you guys are moving down the hill right now, carefully. There's 3 sets of movements. You can carefully run down the hill, right, which will allow you to move 20 feet in a minute. Or you can, unless you do a combat rate, but doing exploration rate. So combat means that you're just moving. Exploration means you're also observing, or there's 3, right? There's exploration, there's encounters, and there's combat. Encounters, you're just observing and moving. Exploration, you're observing, mapping, and moving. And then combat, you're just moving, right? So are you doing a combat rate, or are you doing the exploration rate, or are you doing the encounter rate? Or sorry, combat rate. Yeah, so combat, encounter, or exploration.
Neil, do you want to run down there?
The fastest way to get there is combat rate, right? You'll move the fastest, like within seconds.
Yeah.
So,
When they start running, I'm gonna get as low to the ground as possible.
starting with Niall, how do you want to advance onto the tree? Do you want to do combat, or do you want to do encounter, or do you want to do exploration rate? So per seconds, per minutes, or per turns, right?
Probably. Yeah.
The fastest rate is combat movement.
Yeah.
You want to do combat movement?
Yeah. Fuck it. Why not?
Alright, so if you do a combat movement, within 10 seconds, you can already advance about 20 to 30 feet. I think you are a light footman. I'll double check though. Let's see, Niall, brought into the team. He has little to nothing. Yeah, you're a light footman. So you'll be able to advance 30 feet per round, right? If you're going to do combat rate. So in 10 seconds, you can move a whole grid, right? That's like a dead sprint.
Yeah.
And then as you're doing a dead sprint down the hill, Arthur, you want to do the same? You want to follow him?
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys are running down the hill. Alright, you run down the hill. Okay. So you're running down the hill. The rest of the party is just on guard, watching from the ridge. One of you maybe takes cover. I think that was Vile, right? You wanted to just not peek, right?
Yep.
Hide.
Get as low as I can.
So you're not on guard, then you're hiding. Because on
Yep.
guard means you have to observe, right, and listen. So you take
Yeah,
cover.
you're good.
Haynes, do you want to take cover too, or do you want to remain on guard, ready to fire?
If I get on my knee, one knee, would I still be able to shoot, or?
That's probably what you're doing right now, right? You're behind cover. You're on the ridge.
Alright.
You're on guard, right? You're peeking.
Okay, and one
So
more
you're on
question
guard then,
is:
or do you
do
want to take cover?
I have range within my longbow, correct?
Probably. Longbow's pretty darn good. Accurate range for a longbow, I think, is around 150 or 180, right? So
Yep.
6 grids away. It's accurate range. That's
Okay.
long range, but accurate still.
Looks like they're gonna be making noise, so yeah, I'm gonna stand guard and prepare.
All right.
Just when need be.
As they're running, you guys can react, of course, because they're taking an action that is maybe opposition to you. So we know what the Veil is doing. He immediately takes cover. We know that Haynes remains on guard. We know that Arthur is going after Niall, who is moving. Alright, so they are advancing together down the hill. Fluffy, did you want to stay on guard, or did you want to change it up? I think you said you wanted to watch the crew's rear, right? So you were looking north. Do you want to stay watching the rear, or something else?
I might follow them just to make sure
No.
Do you want to follow?
Fluffy, you should probably stay back.
Arthur's
so
not
you
your
don't
turn, so if
die.
you're gonna speak up, your character stops running and turns around and says, "No, you stay back," right? So you're gonna do that, okay?
Okay.
So, Fluffy, do you still want to go with them, or do you want to stay back? Because you can see, like, Niall's running, Arthur turns around and tells you to stay there. What do you want to do? You want to
I
stay,
think
or
the best choice is stay.
okay?
I'll just stay.
You want to hide? You want the guard still, or something else? You're also the cart pusher. You want to just stay here? Okay. You're just staying. Not on guard, not hiding. You're staying behind the hill, on the ridge. Alright, so Arthur did run off ahead. Or not Arthur, Niall. Unless you wanted to wait for Arthur. Did you want to wait for Arthur? Or did you want to go ahead? He's slowing you down. You're about to advance 30.
No.
Did you wait for him, or did you move down that hill?
Hell no, I'm not waiting for.
Alright, you ran down that
I'm
hill.
gonna-
Arthur moved a little bit, then stopped to talk to Sluffy, right? Alright, as you run down this hill, we're gonna check if the enemy are surprised. Okay, there's 2 in 6 chance they are surprised. Potential enemy troops down there. Alright, 2 of them aren't. But anyway, every tree has a guard behind it, right? You cannot see them from up there. They're behind the trees. But there's a guard. I marked them with the X. There's one here, one here, one here, one here. 2 of them reveal their position upon seeing, or upon hearing and perhaps seeing someone running down the hill, right? Let me see the reaction to this, okay? And shooter, basically reaction is gonna be morale check. If they pass the morale check, they'll do their job and fire. If they don't, they'll hold. They're gonna react. They're just gonna react. Yeah, hostile or friendly. We're just gonna do. They're not fighting right away. We're just gonna see their normal reaction, right? So indifferent. They're not certain, right, of what's going on. So they hold fire. They see one of you are running down the hill, right? They see one of you are on top of the hill talking to someone else. So they realize there's someone here. And you guys are making a hostile approach, though. It's a -1 because I mean you haven't really shown any hostility. You're just running down the hill. So actually it's just a 6. So they're indifferent. They're not certain, right, of what's going on. So the guards are posted. They will do their job, though. So they're indifferent to you, but they're doing their job. And they're alerting the rest of the camp, right? This guy shouts out, right? He's like, hey everybody, guest, we've got guest, right? And it's gonna reveal the position of the rest of their troop. Right, so 2 more. Right. gonna say, yeah, that's fine. 2 in the camp. Alright, so basically we have 2 groups here. Some of them are just guards, perhaps. Some of them were within the camp. Let's see. Alright, Niall's approaching 30 feet. Arthur's half. Okay, so Niall, do you want to keep running down the hill as you realize that there's people down there? Right.
I kind of just stop, like, get ready to run back if needed. And, like, I want to get into a position where I can, like, shout at them and try to them instead of just dying. Do you know? Yeah, like that.
You wanna talk to them from here on the hill, or do you wanna? Is that what you're saying? You wanna start communicating with them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so from the hill, what do you want to say to them? You're shouting at them, right? What do you want to say? Like, we come in peace, or something else?
Yeah, it's just something basic to try and coerce our way into the tents or whatever. Just be a part of whatever is happening.
Okay. So, let's see. Actually, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with just one. There's one person here. Yeah. So he just shouts out. Yeah, this one guy here just shouts out, "There's somebody coming!" Right? And so Niall, you say that, you know, we come in peace and all that. Arthur, do you want to run after Niall still, or something else?
Yeah, I'll run and stop at where Niall is.
Okay. And the rest of the party, you guys want to remain on guard and hidden, or something else? Do any of you want to change up your actions?
I'm staying exactly where I'm at.
Alright. What about, so he's gonna stay there. What about the other 2? Fluffy and, Haynes. Alright, do you guys want to stay up there, or something else?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Me too.
Okay. Alright, so the man down here, as he sees you guys at the hill, he says, "Hey, who are you?" Right? "What do you want?" Alright, Niall, how do you want to respond to that? Because you wanted to stop and talk with him, right? So what do you want to say now?
What's some shit that I can say to them to, like, just get closer
You want to get closer?
and potentially, like, or something.
Okay, you start running down the hill. You want to keep moving down the hill? He's asking you who you are, right? You ignore him, keep moving? That might be hostile.
No. I'll walk slowly, but try to talk to them at the same time. Just
What do you say? Okay, so you're walking, so
Oh,
running.
your backup people called for backup.
You say we're called for
some shit
backup?
like that also.
Okay. So you say we're
Yeah.
we're someone called for backup, right? As you make your way down the hill. And Arthur, do you want to keep following Niall, or something else?
Yeah, keep following him.
Okay. Party's still up there on guard or hidden, right? See how he reacts to that. Alright, you just spoke the lie just now. He never called for backup, or at least he didn't. So it's a -1 on his reaction. He's not sure what you're talking about. He's hostile. He says, "Stop right there! If you move any closer..." And you can see in his hands there's a short bow, right? "I'll have to kill you if you get any closer than this." Alright, Niall, do you want to keep moving? He warns you not to get any closer.
Would I be able to dodge an arrow? Am I that fast or not?
can try, but I wouldn't rely on dodging an arrow. Arrows are a lot faster than people.
Yo, Arthur, bro, would you shoot a random dude for me that you just met? Would you do that?
You have a better bow than me.
Okay, so
Your bow has more range.
instead of responding or advancing, you talk with Arthur. Okay, so that's your turn. So you ask him, or what do you want to say to Arthur? Go ahead and keep talking.
Would you be able to shoot him? Like, could you shoot him?
I could possibly, yeah.
Alright, you guys talk among yourselves. A man walks out of the tent, half dressed. The party is still on the ridge. Let's see, we've got a few guys up here still. Do you guys want to change directions, or do you guys want to stay hidden and on guard?
I'm gonna go ahead and start the sleep incantation.
Okay, I mean, you have to see your target to cast it, right? So, would you like to peek and start casting?
Can I not cast it, but have it at the ready, like finished, and then?
Because if you do anything other than casts, right, it fizzes out. It includes movement, attacking, talking, right?
Okay.
It has to be a straight
That's
cast.
magic missile. Then.
Yeah, magic missile is different. Yeah, once you cast it, the missile
Yeah,
is
we'll do a
ready.
magic missile.
Okay, so you can cast the magic missile from behind the hill, right? And
Yep.
It will last for 10 minutes, right, before you launch it.
Correct.
So you're preparing that. As you're doing this, anyone else want to do something from back here?
Yeah.
Go on guard.
Is there a guide towards the eastern tree?
No, you see one guy here, out in the open.
Oh, is it possible if I can it's possible that I can see. Those guys can see me, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Alright.
is there any way I can go around? So if I head like northeast diagonally, maybe I could flank them around.
So you're spending your turn thinking, is what you're telling me. Alright.
I want to flank around, but I mean, yeah, I'll do next turn. I'll flank next turn. I was thinking.
Alright. So what happens is, as you guys are up there thinking or casting spells, as these two are talking among themselves, this guy seems maybe uneasy, right? They're just talking between themselves, maybe about murder, right, of them. So let me see how he reacts now. He's hostile and says, "You better get going before I shoot you," right? Last chance. And his friend's coming out with his own bow. Who's that? He's like jogging over. And back to Nile. What's your move? You have one action. If you don't want to talk or think, that's also an action. What's your move?
I would draw and
Oh.
fire.
You want to fire at them?
Well,
Alright, so you want to put have your sling and start shooting a stone at them?
um, um,
He has the advantage right now because you
Can
were
I-
talking with Arthur. So you turn around, you take aim, he's gonna shoot you.
can I run to a spot like helps me dodge an arrow, or can I not do that?
Open grasslands. You've got the high ground, there's no cover. There's concealment and tall grass, but that's about it.
Can I not can I throw and run away at the same time?
But your action has
Or
been
does it
used.
run?
You spent your action thinking.
Can
So
I-
you spent your action
Like,
examining your terrain. If I answer
Yeah.
your question, your character has actually spent 10 seconds thinking. The round is 10 seconds. Arthur, as Niall is
Okay.
thinking about what to do, the man has warned you. Right, he's taking aim about a fire. Arthur, what do you want to do? You want to turn fire or something else?
Take aim and fire.
Alright, you take him in fire, right? So you start firing at him. He looses an arrow on Niall and you, right? Maybe you'll hit Niall, maybe he'll hit you, who knows? And then you'll return fire right after. On the ridge, they're starting to exchange fire. So, Haynes, do you want to open fire or something else?
Yeah, open fire. If they're exchanging, yeah.
So you spent your last turn thinking, so you're gonna start opening fire
Yep.
right after.
Yep.
So this is the same round in which the missile is being casted, Haynes was thinking, you'll be doing that in the following round, actually. So with these two, they reacted accordingly. What actually ended up happening was Niall was thinking about what to do. Arthur took aim, ready with his bow, right? Followed Niall down there, saw that the guy was taking aim and about to loose an arrow, so Arthur loosed an arrow too, right? They loosed an arrow. Let's see who's faster. This guy rolls initiative of 1. Arthur rolls initiative of 4. As soon as Arthur noticed he was about to fire, Arthur loosed it before he could. And let's see if he gets the shot or the hit. 10. Alright, you got +1 for high ground. You've got, see what class are you?
Fighter.
Alright. Dexterity bonus of 0. Range you're firing from is 60 feet. You've got a
Short bow.
short bow. Okay. I think it's normal range, no bonus. So total bonus is +1. You got an 11 to hit. That's a miss. Went right past him. He fired right back at you, right, with a short bow as well. It's like a peasant, like a thug, right? Similar to most early mercenaries. All right. He fired upwards and also missed. So you guys exchange fire, miss and miss. This guy, of course, is running to the position, right? Noticing that his friend is taking fire, he actually ran toward this tree. And while that was happening, of course, missile was casted. Haynes finished thinking, is about to maybe start firing. And of course, the other guy, Fluffy, I didn't hear from him. Right? He just waited behind the ridge, I guess. The retainer does similar things to Lyle. He prepares weapons, right? He prepared his sling and stones, right, to fire, right, and like peeks over the ridge, ready to fire. So noticing that there's an exchange of fire, he won't fire unless his master does. So at near the end of the round, if you want, you can instantly launch the missile. You can like peek over the ridge and launch it, right? So you casted a spell. You couldn't see any targets. I guess it will be launched at the start of the next round, right? Do you plan to launch the magic missile at them? Right, at least the one.
Okay, so this is a question out of game because of ruling. Like, I don't know the ruling is. Can you cast a second magic missile and have it floating above you? Is that no?
You could, yeah, you can have 2. But you have to take
Go
another
ahead,
round
start
to
that.
cast it. Okay. So you're not launching this
That's
one
fine.
right now? You're casting still? Right.
I am not.
Okay, so you're casting another one, right? You take out another scroll and you start reading it, so you can get another missile launched or floating next to you, right? As you're working on that, your retainer will remain covered, then he won't fire because you're not firing. However, unless you give him orders, but you're not, because if you did, you couldn't cast. Haynes,
Correct.
you gonna just fire or you want to hold fire? The enemy don't know you're up here, right? I mean, they know someone's up there, but you want to fire anyway, or do you want to do something else?
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move from northeast. I'm gonna go around
Northeast? Okay. So you in northeast.
and go a little bit northeast. My
How far
full movement,
northeast?
and then I'm gonna head for next turn. I'm gonna head down southwest.
Alright, how far you want to do a full run northeast? Yeah, I think you are the medium footman, so
I can do it. I only have
Okay.
like a helmet and Lemelar, so
you've got supplies. Alright,
yeah.
so you're on the way northeast then, moving along the ridge, of course on the other side. And as you're making your move, Sluffy, for this round, what do you want to do? You want to wait behind cover still? Do you want to help with the fighting or something else?
I'll help with the fighting.
Okay. Would you like to cast your spell? I guess you have your spell memorized, which is maybe one of these 3 spells you haven't memorized.
I'll use shield.
Okay. So you're shielding
Can
yourself
you
right
use
now.
one more or no?
What was that?
No, shield whoever is low in health.
No one was hit yet. So who are you shielding, yourself or them? If you shield them, your spell will be a lot weaker because shield is only used for yourself usually. Shield spell gives you a force field around you.
Maybe I won't use my spell yet until someone get hits.
Okay, so you're not going to cast it yet? Alright, so you thought about casting it. So
Yeah.
as Fluffy thinks about casting a spell, as Haynes moves northeast along the ridge, north of it of course. As Vale is casting a new scroll, he's retrieving another scroll to cast a new one. back to Nile. What are you up to? Are you going to return fire? Are you going to retreat or something else?
Um, yeah.
What do you want to do? Saying yeah doesn't tell me what you're doing,
I
bro.
just, yeah. I sprint. Sorry. I sprint forward, but like I go rightish. That way, if Arthur keeps hitting a shot, he won't hit me in the back and fucking kill me or some shit like that.
Do you want to sprint down the hill? Okay.
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro.
Alright, sure. Yeah, you're running down the hill. Arthur, do you want to return fire still or something else?
Return fire.
Alright. So what actually happens is we'll start with initial movement and some missiles, right? So Niall's pushing his speed down the hill. He's got 30 feet of speed halfway through the round. He's here, of course, and of course the missiles are being exchanged. We'll check initiative. We'll do group initiative. Arthur, your initiative is 6. Their initiative is 1. So before they can even start firing again, you lose another arrow before they could. Are you firing at the closer one or the other one? The one southeast or the southwest?
Closer one.
Okay. 50 feet of range. Alright, you're firing. He's firing. Okay. Rolling to hit. Not 20. Headshot. Alright. 6 damage to your foe. Alright, he only has 1d4 hit points. You shot him dead. Right. He was a young man. Turns out he's maybe like 14, 15 years old, right? Pretty young dude. Shot him in the head. So he's dead. Alright, this one's dead. As you shot that guy dead, this guy fired on you from roughly 90 feet or so. Someone's got some sound. You can fix that. Be preferable. Alright, what's wrong,
Is that me?
guys?
Sorry.
Okay, so attack roll. 15. Alright, Arthur, I don't think you have enough armor. Oh wait, you've got good armor. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, an arrow comes flying your way. Just bounces off your plate theorist. Right. No effect. So it was going to be a hit, but your armor was there and protected you. So it had no effect on you. And then as you tank the hit, of course Haynes got his movement. And the party here got their grenade, or not grenade, spell. Cast it throughout the round from the scroll. Right, retrieve the scroll. Say last round, or he cast it last round halfway, finished halfway through this round, pulled out another. No, wait. No, he already finished casting last round, so he had it ready. So just pull out another scroll to start, cast it in the middle. It should be fully casted at the middle of the next round. So as for Sluffy, I think he's just thinking, right? Okay, so we killed one of them already. Niall, you closed that 30 feet down the hill. You're now on the you're now at the base of the hill, right? Arthur, this guy fired at you. You want to turn, fire at him instead, at this point.
No, I want to move closer behind that tree of where I just killed that dude.
Okay, you're advancing. You have 20 feet of movement, I think. No wait, you're a fighter with heavy armor now. I think you're a medium footman. So yeah, 20 feet. Yeah, Niall's got 30. So now you can run to the tree and take cover if you want. Or you can stop here and fire at him or something else. What's your move, Niall? It's your turn again.
Take cover. Take cover behind the tree.
Alright, so you're on the way to the tree. Arthur's trying to follow you, right? And so Arthur's going to be moving soon. That's what he tends to do for the round. Back to Haynes. You're northeast 20 feet. Do you want to start moving south? You said southwest?
Southeast.
South?
Southeast.
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 Down
Yeah.
the hill. Okay. So you're going to move
Yeah.
southeast down the hill. And the party here. Sluffy, do you want to keep thinking or are you ready to make a move or something else?
I tried to use sleep.
You have the spell shield memorized, so you can't use sleep right now until the next day. You only can memorize one spell a day. You chose shield. So, you want to cast shield?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're casting shield. You have a force field around yourself. It can protect you and your fellow friends around you. As long as they take cover behind you, of course. As you're casting shield on yourself, let's check out Bath. You know, he's got a sling. He's not firing. He's just waiting behind cover with his master. Vale, halfway through this round, you're going to finish casting your scroll. But after you finish casting your scroll, you will have 5 more seconds before the round ends. What do you plan to do after that? You want to move?
Pull out my war bow,
Okay.
and as I'm pulling out the war bow, I tell the dude next to me, whatever his name is, badass fucker, tell him to go ahead and push.
Okay. Gotta go. So what actually happens is, throughout this round we'll start with movement and missiles. So we see Niall is able to get halfway toward the tree maybe before this guy returns fire. Arthur's running down the hill as well. He's moving. He's gonna pick a target. He's gonna pick. I'm gonna do a random target. Odds is Arthur, even is Niall. He chose Arthur. He fired on Arthur's position as Arthur was running down the hill. Probably the better of the options because Niall doesn't have any armor. Another miss, complete miss, which is right past Arthur. Niall got to the tree. Arthur got to the near the base of the hill, but he only has 20, or maybe he has 30. No, he has 20 feet of movement. He's a medium footman. All right, Haynes on the other hand, he was able to close in a total of 20 feet down the hill, southeast. So 2/3 of a square. Over here, we see a spell has been casted. Shield's been casted near the end of the round. It's fully casted, so he's got a force field around himself. And then Bath gets up with sling and shield and starts running down the hill, right? So let's just break this up. Now we've got Bath, and we've got Vale, and we've got Snuffy, right? Sluffy. Sluff. Alright, so yep, he starts moving down that hill at this movement rate, which you think is medium fitment rate, so 20 feet, roughly here. Vale, you just finished casting. You are drawing your bow as you move after him. You're not as quick, but you try to move after him. Yeah, that's that round wrapped up. Back to Niall, it's your turn again. You got behind the tree. What's your next move from here? You know, fire or something else?
I'll probably miss one.
Yeah, he's got some cover. Right, he's using the tree as cover. Charge him?
I'll attempt to fire
Okay.
with the sling.
Alright, you can like ready a shot, so if you see him peek, you can fire, right?
Yep.
And then Arthur, you want to keep moving toward the tree or something else? So he fired at you and then you took cover. Alright, you want to ready a shot, so you're going to aim. If he peeks, you'll fire. He already took cover. So he took cover behind the tree. Alright, while that's happening, of course, Bath is going to be running down the hill still. Vale, you want to run after Bath down the hill or something else?
What I'm doing is I'm going to follow him because he's faster than me, right? I'm going to follow him with my bow drawn. If anybody pokes their head out, shoot my bow. If I miss, hit him with the missile.
Okay. Right. So yeah, you're gonna follow him, and I guess you'll move half speed so that you're more careful. You're not running full speed, because you want to fire, right? You'll need some time to load an arrow and then fire. So at least 5 seconds. Fluffy on the other.
That way, multiple run out. I can pow pow. You know what I mean?
Right. Sluffy, you got your shield casted on yourself. Do you want to run after the other two? You want to chase after them or something else? Or do you want to stay in cover, or what do you want to do? It's got a magical shield around you. Alright, AFK. Awesome. Haynes.
Alright. Do I see line of sight on him?
Clearly no.
Okay, yeah,
Are you talking about your friends?
I'll continue,
South? Southeast?
let's do west. I'm gonna stay high ground, let's do west.
Alright, you're just going in circles. Okay, so what actually happens this round? Yeah, for sure. We gotta make a morale check. He lost his companion. Let's check if that's a pass or not. Just have him pulled up right here. Let's see. Morale of 6.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
so
our high ground.
he failed. He's retreating. He's running away. Right, so as he runs away, he runs straight south.
Oh, I can see him.
I suppose he could once he moved past the tree.
Yeah, I get a bone, right, with a longbow.
It's pretty far away. You wouldn't see him until he's kind of a distance from the tree, no longer concealed or covered by the tree. But yeah, the longbow has a range of, let me double check. It might be 210. That would be long range.
Yeah, I
It's
think
still
this is
accurate.
the only weapon that can do long range that's portable.
Yeah, my warbow is a lot harder to do like that.
Alright, so
This will be considered a backstab because he's unaware, right?
yeah, are you a thief, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Alright, so longbow 210. So that is
Definitely.
7 squares away you can fire.
Yep, I can hit him.
Yep. So you see him running away from the tree. Now as he runs
Yep.
away from the tree, do you want to peek around the tree and fire, right? Fire at him too. Arthur, you want to fire too? You're readying a shot.
I would
You hear him
I would
running
like
away
to
from the
lost
tree.
my arrow and not fire, and run down there next to Niall and loot that body.
Okay, so you're going for the corpse instead. You had a shot ready, but you stop aiming. You start moving toward the corpse as Haynes fires overhead from, maybe, is it 100 something feet, 150 feet or so. Niall is firing from about 60 feet or so. These two are moving down the hill. Baff's moving his 20, which is about 2/3 of a square, which is about here. Alright, Vale moving half that rate, looking out for an opportunity to fire. And the tree's concealment is still in the way, like the tree kind of obscures him from your angle, so can't really have a clear line of fire on him. The others have a little better of a chance, but still not that great. I think Niall's got a decent chance. Haynes maybe, but he's going to be firing through a tree. The tree kind of blocks out his sight of the enemy. Alright, we'll start with Niall. He's closer. You slung a stone on the retreating foe. Good chance to hit upon the retreat. And you still missed, I think. Alright, it's back shot, +4. Close range, kind of, I think. Let me see. Sling is close range, I think, is 50. No, 40. Alright, he's out of close range. Normal range. Alright, yeah, you missed the shot. You slung a stone at him and whizzed past him. The bow, let's see. You've got a high ground bonus. You've got you're firing in...
Thief bonus.
You've got the thief bonus, +4. You've got a penalty. You can't see him properly because there's a canopy in the way. He's got full concealment. So -4 is like you're firing blind. So that negates the backstab because there's a freaking, a whole ass tree in the way.
Okay.
Alright, but you still got a decent chance firing through the tree. Okay. That's a hit. Your arrow goes over the tree or maybe through it, and you manage to land a hit in his back. Yeah. You backshot him from about 150 feet or so. Damage is doubled. It's a full backstab. What kind of bow you got?
D8.
Alright, 9 damage. Kill. Shot him dead. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, the battle was won. Both of these mercenaries or so have been killed. They wear little to nothing, right? They're just like thugs. They've got a helmet on, perhaps. They've got a short bow. That's about it. Arthur, you reach the corpse. You find on this bandit or this thug. Yeah, he's got arrows on him. We'll say 5. You want him?
Yeah.
Okay. But the battle's won, so to wrap it up, who's our leader? Let's see.
I guess I would take lead for this one.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, these guys are at the front down here, so they're leading their own team over here. So, Arthur and Niall, just to wrap things up, it sounds like Arthur, you want to start looting. Niall, what do you want to do after this? What's your plan? You want to loot the other one or something else?
Run to the next tree and try and make my way to the other body eventually.
Alright. Niall's pushing up to the next tree. Seems pretty quiet around the camp. Right, looks like those are the only 2 so far. Baff and Vale, as you're running down the hill. Vale, what's your plan upon approach? Enemies are eliminated, or at least the known enemies.
I'm going to go ahead and go down. I'm going to check the cart and then check the 2 tents because I still got a couple minutes before the missiles are gone. Clear everything. I want everything clear before we start looting.
Yeah, might be a good idea. Sluffy,
I'm
going to regroup or something else?
I'll be the only character staying high ground for you guys, so
okay.
I'll be your guys' archer.
I also want to check that other one if I can get across the water to make sure that's clear.
Good to go. Sluffy, do you want to stay up
Yep.
here on the ridge with Haynes, or do you want to get down there with your shield spell? Or something else? You've got a lot of protection on you right now. I have magical force field around you.
I think I might go down. I
Okay.
don't know.
Alright, sure. Yeah, we'll send you down. Arthur,
I don't know, man.
your enemy, common thug, it looks like.
Mhm.
He's wearing a tunic, a belt, some boots, or shoes, I mean. He's got a quiver of arrows. He took his 5 arrows that were in there. So let me add it to your
Yeah.
inventory. So, Arthur, you fired, I
Is
think,
there a
only...
dagger on?
You fired only 1 arrow, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, 14. Let's see. Yeah, he's got a dagger. You want it? Sheath and dagger.
Yeah. So I have a melee weapon.
Alright, finally, he does have a knapsack, and inside the knapsack, he's got a rope. Do you want
I'm
this?
about to hang him.
It supplies. Do you want it? Alright,
Alright.
Niall,
He's
you snuck over to the tree here, carefully observed. The area seemed clear. You see the man's corpse.
Contact.
Uh,
Just refreshed.
so what do you want to do from here, Niall? You say you want to get up to that corpse and loot it, or something else?
Yeah, loot the body. Loot the body, yeah.
You run over to the corpse. There's an arrow in the back, of course. He got shot, dead. It's another archer. He's got 5 arrows in his quiver. He's got a short bow. He's got a dagger and sheath. He's got a knapsack and bandages. Alright, you want to take the arrows, or what do you want to take?
I take the
bow?
Yeah, the arrows and the bow, and the bandages, and what was it, the sack?
Yeah, the knapsack.
Yeah, yeah. Just those.
Based on my Discord crash, I said I wanted the knapsack off the head, right?
I did not hear you.
Oh well, my Discord crashed, but I did say I wanted the knapsack off the one I killed.
So you want it, or you don't?
I do.
Okay. Alright, so as you guys are looting, the area seems pretty secure. Bath and Vale are moving in to secure the position, right? The camp, at least. 3 tents.
Yeah.
There is a dead animal over there too, right? We'll mark it with an A. There's a cart over here too, mark it with a C. And there's a few corpses, right? Victims of these guys' raid, right? Looks like they raided a small merchant camp, right? So you got a cart, you got an animal, and you got a few merchants. We'll do 1d6.
Is the animal completely slain, or is it, fixable or whatever?
There's a dead merchant right here.
Can I give it medical aid?
The animal's
Yo,
dead.
you're just naming vitamins at
Or
this
we'll
point.
do an M to represent the merchants. So,
A vitamin.
merchant,
E.
dead merchant here. They also have guards. Merchants have 2 guards usually, so at default. So he's got 2 dead guards nearby. And that's what you see from out here, right? So 2 dead guards. They look like they were guardsmen, right, from the towns. Who knows where they were headed, right? But they were down here to the southeast.
Here's what I want to do.
Yeah.
If possible, can 2 men carry that cart?
Yeah. 2 men can pull the cart.
What I want to do
It's not a hand cart.
is
It's a
get
normal
all the men. Yeah, I know it's the cart or whatever. That's why I said 2 men.
Yeah.
What I want to do is I want to get all the bodies, the merchant, all the guards, everything, and I want to take everything back to town that I can fit on that cart to get them back home.
Okay, yeah, you might get rewarded for it. Okay.
That's exactly what I want to do. I don't want to loot them. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to put them on there and take them.
Alright, so Vale and Bath get up there. right? It's gonna start. You know, they quickly run up to the camp. Fluffy's joining their crew, right? Those two are in the middle of looting. We're not in combat anymore. We're in 1 minute turn, so you guys are able to move pretty freely across the map now. Haynes is on
Oh,
guard,
okay.
right? We're not in combat anymore.
Yep.
There's no combatants, right? Or enemy combatants. So Vale and Bath get to work. They walk into the camp. The camp consists of 3 ruined tents. One is bloody and torn. The other 2 are actually pretty normal. Yeah, there's a campfire, which is in the middle of these 2, right? Let's see. There's 3 tents over here. There's a smaller fire. It's been kicked out. On the other side of the creek, this fire is like not kicked out, but it's like dying. It's not been fed in a while. So the fire here has not been fed in a while. This cart here, it's got supplies in it, by the way. Looks like not a lot of merchandise, but mostly supplies. So a cart full of supplies. Yeah.
Good.
So you would just want to load up these corpses, right? Start loading them up.
Yep. Get everything in there and go. Don't even look at anything. It's none of my business. Not my property. Get it back home.
All right. You're not gonna loot it, right? Just gonna get it on there. Okay. So you start loading them onto the carts. You actually see. I'm gonna say that there was also 2 thugs. They're also dead. So they died probably in the battle. They were probably doubling the numbers of thugs, but they lost half their forces during the raid. So one thug is like dead just along the creek. Another thug looking character is dead on the other side of the creek.
I want to bring them too.
Okay. You want to just take their heads, or you want to take their whole bodies and load on the cart?
If the cart allows for the weight, we're going to do that just so the families can see that we slayed the people that slayed them.
Sure. Bring them to
There's
justice.
some lost great stuff right there, man.
Alright. Yeah, so you get to work. Do you want to check out, so as you guys are working there, it's back to Niall's turn. After looting this corpse, do you want to go help load up the carts? It takes a while, actually. They didn't finish the job yet. So, it's probably, yeah, plenty of stuff to move around. They managed to get like 2 of the guards loaded up. Do you want to go help loot? Or do you want to drag this corpse onto the cart, Niall? Or what do you want to do after looting?
I just want to play it safe. I just want to ready a shot instead, just in case
Stand guard?
anything comes in.
Okay. Do you want to like
Just
get
in
behind this
case.
tree and guard here? Use the tree as cover.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sluffy, do you want to help them load up the cart with the corpses? Or something else?
No,
AFK?
because I'm gonna be
No.
pushing the carts.
Oh yeah, you've got the hand cart, that's right. Good call. Yeah, you're pushing your cart around. It's a cart that Flail got to. So you're just going to be in
Why
charge of
should
it.
I help you?
Okay, sure. I mean, you can put the cart down, but I guess you'll watch over the cart and make no one takes it. In the meantime, Arthur, after looting this corpse here, what do you want to do after?
Drag that corpse to the cart.
Okay, get that corpse to the cart. Alright, and Haynes, do you want to just keep guard up here by yourself?
I'll move down towards the southwest, like diagonal.
Is this far enough?
Yep, right. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Alright. Still overlooking the troop. Okay. Vale, you managed to haul your next corpse on there. You got... Oh no, the animal we're not doing. I don't think we can load it on there, it's too big. It's a dead horse. Was it
I mean,
something?
unless you chop it off, right? You could chop it off, right? Like the legs and have only the feet,
Hey,
right?
you
Like
wanna
the
yell
bottom.
that?
Let's not worry about all that.
Okay, Haynes, you're not with him, alright? But you're screaming that from the ridge.
Oh,
You're like,
okay.
chop the animal up to small bits! Right?
Yeah.
We don't have a cell phone.
So the animal can stay, let it rest,
Okay.
and
there's
let's
crows
just get
around
out
it.
of here. Let's get what we can get and get out. This place is just raided. Last thing we need is, 20 raiders to come fuck us.
Alright, so they finished.
Okay.
Archer brought a corpse of a dog over. Daff brought the merchant corpse over. One more corpse left. 3 tents, right? This one's open. When you look inside or pass it by, it's bloody, right? At least the side, there's some blood on the side of it. Blood in the floor, right? Looks like someone was like killed in there. So yeah, this raid probably happened at night, most likely, right? From what it looks like. That's maybe how they got the drop on all these guards. The guards were probably awake, but everyone else was asleep in their tents. So yeah, that middle one looks bloody. This one's perfectly fine. This one's perfectly fine as well. From what you remember, only they all, I think, yeah, the guy who came out of one of the tents, right? One of the 3 tents. The other guy was on guard.
Middle one.
Alright, so you have the bloody tent, then 2 normal tents. Alright, so there's probably a corpse in here, right, if it's bloody. Alright. Back to Nile. Do you want to remain on guard shift or something else? It's your turn again.
Just remain on guard.
Okay. Vale, do you want to get the last corpse or something else?
Yep, go ahead and get the last corpse.
Alright, do you want Bath to do anything else? In the meantime, because you have been...
Bath can come with me.
Alright.
Watch my ass.
Alright, you guys are crossing the creek, pulling the corpse on the other side. The creek's about 10 feet wide. Drag it across the cold
Yeah, that's why I
waters.
was gonna. Yeah, it's a big ass creek.
Alright, Arthur. After they finish kind of loading the shit up here, do you want to do anything else, or you want to stand guard, or what do you want to do?
Stand guard.
Okay. Fluffy, you just want to stand with the handcart or something else?
What? I can hear you.
What do you want to do now? It's your turn again. Do you want to just keep waiting with the handcart, or you want to take an action?
Nope, I'll just wait.
Okay, amazing. Niall, do you want to keep guarding? Or no, wait. Haynes, it's your turn again. Do you want to keep guarding?
Yep, I'm
Alright.
gonna keep guarding.
Alright, they finished the job. The corpses have been loaded onto the cart. Do you guys want to take the tents too, or check them out, or move on?
That's up to them. My cart's full. I'm leaving.
Alright, Vale's ready to head out. Right. He needs someone to help drive the cart with him, so his retainer, right, Bath and he will pull this cart.
Me and my buddy.
Fluffy, are you ready to move out, or do you want to check out the tents?
I'll go with them.
Okay, you're ready to head out. Alright, Arthur, you ready to leave or something else? Arthur, it's your turn again. Okay, AFK. Niall, you're on guard still, or do you want to start traveling with them? They're heading out. They're making their way back to town.
Yeah, start traveling with them.
Okay, traveling. Alright, and Haynes, are you ready to leave with them, or you want to keep guarding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready to leave with them. Question: is there an arrow? Can I get my arrow back from the dead guy I killed?
You want to go all the way down there and go get it?
Or is there any leftovers? I just need an arrow. I just need one. I just want to replenish. There.
So you want to go down there and go
But,
get another arrow?
No, we could just leave. I'll just ask when we go back to town. Let's go, guys. Let's go home.
Alright then. The only one not going with you is Arthur then. Sounds like he's AFK.
Welcome.
Arthur? Alright, amazing.
Arthur,
I
bro.
can throw them around your foot. No, don't do that. Just go.
Yo, what if we just leave him?
Alright, so you guys finished the encounter. You got the caravan. You left the tents behind, right? They had maybe beds or bedrolls, that's about it. Blood. Okay,
I'm back. My Discord crashed.
again? Alright, what do you want to do, man? The crew has already left. They left the
I'm
camp.
going. Yeah, I'm going with them.
Right. Back to town. Let's make sure you can get back to town safely. Alright, unfortunate. Wilderness encounter in the grasslands, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, just re-roll that. I get to,
Okay, sure.
hopefully not be a
Reroll for the
problem.
game. Alright, safe travels back to town. Alright, so you had Vale leads you through the terrain. When he noticed signs of enemies in the area, like tracks, he realized a different route to take, and he veered off course a little bit, got you guys back to town without an encounter.
Beautiful.
Alright. To wrap the adventure up, your enemies were worth half an XP. They were normal men. So, 1 XP awarded. Treasure-wise, you're bringing back their heads. The enemies you brought back. Yeah, supplies as well. So, you brought us back to town. You will turn it in to the respective market. Right, you'll figure out who it belongs to. So you, I guess, they're. Speak of if you want to change it up, but you would get back to town and meet with the guardhouse, explain the situation, the state you found these people in, turn in the outlaws or the remains, and then of course the remains of the guards and the merchant caravan. They would be identified, of course, eventually, but you did a good deed for the town. So basically, they award you for the outlaws you murdered up there. You killed 2, but they award you for the other 2 corpses you found, right? So you actually get awarded a total of 20 copper pieces for these outlaws. They don't really know who they are, but they're outlaws, right? The other people were identified, and they appreciate the return of these dead merchants and guards. They can't really pay you for them, but
I just want to be lawful. I'm trying to be good, man.
Tell the guards that I want the families to meet with me, and I can possibly run the merchant funds for a fair price.
alright, well, you don't get paid for it, but you do get a reputation for it. So we're covering the corpses, right, as proof of their deaths, but explaining with proof that they were killed by the bandits. You can get you can get experience for it, reputation.
Nice, yes sir.
At half the rate. So the guards are worth 0.5 then. So 1. So you got 1 XP for recovering the guards, turning them in as turning them in to the town, right? The merchant, he's also worth about a half as well, but he's a little more valuable. Instead of the actual merchants, I'll give you 1 experience for them. So for bringing back the guards, for bringing out the merchants, total is 2 XP. For your kills, it was 1 XP, right? And you got paid for the heads. Yeah, so because they cannot give you money for corpses, really, they give you a reputation, right?
That was more of a spite thing.
Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, you claimed that they were killed up there, you brought the remains back for their families. The families appreciate it, and you gain respect from the town in the form of experience and fame, right? Gain reputation, so. Cover the corpses. Alright. As for the loot, you recovered the cargo. The merchant cargo was worth, let's check its value. It was only worth 100 coppers. So it was worth 100 coppers, but they only can pay you 50%, right? So, because it's stolen treasure.
Budget that to be as high as possible.
Okay. Budget, so it's a 6. Alright, they can pay you 300 coppers for the cargo on the card.
Nice.
Works.
So.
It's the end of the game, so I might as well go ahead and use it.
It's not recovered treasures, technically. It's just stolen cargo, so it can't give you experience for it.
Yeah. Of course.
Belongs to a friendly NPC, or, you can't really get repeat. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's recovered cargo. Yeah, I would say you recover the cargo, you get reputation for that too, still. So it's worth 3 XP for recovering the cargo and bringing it to town. Alright. So you recover the cargo, which technically would be someone else's mission, right? To recover the cargo that was lost. So you got 3 XP for that. You got 1 here. You got 2 from here. 6 XP total. And we have 6 members in our team, right? So it might be 1 XP each. Treasure-wise, we got... so let me write it down real quick. We got 6 XP total. And then when it comes to treasure... again, there was 20 for the bandits you brought back. None money for these guys. You just brought their corpses home. you weren't not paid for bringing the corpses home, but you got reputation, right? So you got 20 so far, and of course the cargo, they paid you 300 for its recovery. It's valued at 600, but they pay you half, right? They buy it from you,
Cool.
so we'll see. And you gain the reputation, of course. So in that case,
So what I'm gonna do with the money
320.
before anything's done, I'm gonna pay my guy, and then we'll split it.
Right, well, depends on the crew, I suppose. So, typically this retainer served in your crew as a retainer, right? Usually if a retainer didn't benefit the crew, the employer will pay out of pocket, right? But I say that the retainer, right, served the crew pretty fairly. It did as much work as everyone else did, possibly. Right, some people probably did less, maybe. So, I say that he gets a half share from the party, but what do you guys think? Do you guys want to object to that and say that he...
That's fine with me.
Of course, you can't really... You don't really have a say because that's your retainer. It's up to them because you're affecting their shares.
Yeah.
Alright, so Arthur, Niall, Haynes, and Sluffy, are you guys okay with Bath taking a half share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when it comes to the shares then, you all get 2 shares, he gets 1 share.
What?
When it comes to the math. He also has to pay his daily wage real quick. He was working for you for a few hours, we'll say 5 hours out there. Maybe longer actually. So we'll just pay him the day's wage, which is 10 coppers for a day's wage. So before we even split the money, 10 coppers goes to Bath, right, for his wages, his hourly wage. Alright, so Bath receives 10. So let me put on the sheet. Alright, before any splits. Alright, now it's time to split the treasure. And the total shares become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 11 shares. So 310 divided by 11, 28 per share. So 56 is for a full share, 28 is for a half share. We see the remainder, 28 times 11, 308. So there's 2 extra at the end. So again, full share is 56, half share is 28. We'll give the last 2 to the retainer then. Okay. So in the end, you all get paid out. Experience-wise, we can do 1 XP each. Is that fair, or do you guys want to split it differently? Because technically, the guys
That's fair.
yeah, it's fair. Okay. Most of my XP came from, of course, recovery of the corpses and the kills, right? So I think everyone contributed somehow, right? So in some form or some way. We also lost the cart, though, by the way. The merchant took the cart because it's theirs. They paid for it, of course.
We still have any for it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But you can buy a new one if you wanted to with your share of the funds. Okay, so basically, Vale, you ended up with 56 coppers. So and experience-wise, you gained 1. So you went up by 2, though, because you're an old soldier. So you're at 8. Money-wise, again, from 0 in your pocket to 56. Alright, your NPC gained 30, so he's at 40. And 1 experience point. He's at 2 of 20. Haynes, you're at 3 of 20, and money-wise, you gained 56 from your shares. So decent run, right? Niall, you gained 1 experience. You need 12 to level up. And money-wise, you gained 56 coppers. Good job. Sluffy, right? It's your first expedition. Didn't do terribly much. Drove the cart around. Just got paid. Good job. Arthur, alright, good shots today. Got a few
Why
kills.
did it sound like a slave?
And
You are. You're the fucking new guy.
okay. And now you're not the new guy, so next time you play, you should have a better chance to do more things. Alright, so good job. I did notice something. A lot of you are very agreeable, which can be good sometimes, but if you're agreeable to the point where you're doing absolutely nothing, agreeing to do nothing, which is helpful sometimes, but also sometimes can get you killed, or can also cause you to miss out on additional profits or additional work that can get done. Just a heads up. But yeah, good job anyways, or overall, right? You made profit, got a bit lucky here and there. And that should be the wrap for today's
this
adventure.
form of playing way more.
What was that?
So I like the way we did that way more.
The way you did that way more, what do you mean?
Wait, what's that map like?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah. You gonna run
Like,
another one tonight? You gonna call it today?
Might be one more if you guys are still awake. I'm gonna go eat dinner, and then I'll be back.
I'll be playing
Yeah.
until about 8.
Probably an hour from now,
I'll probably get up.
if you guys are awake still. Otherwise, no worries. If you're not, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I can probably play. Yeah.
Alright, we'll see.
Hang on.
Alright. Thanks for playing, gentlemen. I'll see you at the next one, if you're there. Otherwise, have a good night.
Take it
Thanks for
easy,
playing.
buddy.
Take it easy,
Yeah.
bro.
Have a good
Appreciate
dinner.
you. Thank you. You too. Or whatever you're gonna eat. I think it's super late for y'all, though. So, don't stay up too late.
I'm working. I got like
for
6
me.
more hours of work.
6 more hours? Okay, that's within the time frame.
It's
I'll
like
see you then.
3 a.m. for me.
3 a.m. Yeah. Probably should sleep at some point. Alright. See you guys.
My bad.
I take a 1 hour nap at like